Lesson 2. The War Begins. I will know the strategies and key battles in the first years of the Civil War. Vocabulary. Enlist. Blockade. The U.S. Civil War split the nation, and often split communities and families as well. Write what you think each soldier might say to the other about why they are fighting. Most leaders of the Confederacy expected the secession to be peaceful. They believed deciding to secede was one of a state's rights. They didn't think their actions would lead to a long, bloody war. They were very wrong. The first shots. A Union force controlled Fort Sumter in South Carolina. It was a Confederate state, so Confederate President Jefferson Davis thought the Union force should surrender the fort. He sent South Carolina's governor to ask the Union soldiers to leave the fort, but they refused. On April 8, 1861, the governor learned that Lincoln was sending a ship to resupply the fort. Jefferson Davis sent soldiers to help the governor. On April 11, the Confederates again asked the Union soldiers to leave. Again, they refused. At 4:30 a.m. on April 12, Confederate forces began to fire on the fort. The next day, with no supplies left, the Union force surrendered the fort to the Confederates. No one had been killed, but the Civil War had begun. The Civil War begins. Lincoln responded to the attack on Fort Sumter by raising an army. Virginia, Arkansas, Tennessee, and North Carolina joined the Confederacy. The Confederacy now had 11 states. The Union consisted of 23. Men on both sides eagerly enlisted. To enlist is to join the military. After all, it was an important cause. The North wanted to preserve the unity of the United States as a whole. The North also didn't want to lose access to the Mississippi River. The South was fighting for states' rights and a way of life. The First Battle of Bull Run. At first, it seemed that the war would be over soon, and the Confederates would win. Lincoln sent 35,000 troops against the Confederate capital in Richmond, Virginia. On July 21, 1861, they met Confederate troops at a stream called Bull Run. The Union soldiers did well at first, but the Confederates stood their ground, inspired by a general named Thomas Jackson. "There stands Jackson like a stone wall," declared another Confederate general. This earned the general the nickname Stonewall Jackson. When Southern reinforcements arrived, the overwhelmed Union soldiers fled. 1. Sequence. Identify the events on these pages. Organize them in the correct sequence.